this is John Kohler with OKRaw.com, and we're fourth generation organic market here in Boca Raton, Florida. The address is 75 Southeast 3rd Street, and this is a great resource. You guys are so lucky if you guys live in South Florida, or if you're traveling to South Florida here in Boca Raton. It's a great resource to have an organic, food store that you could buy organic fresh fruits and vegetables. You could buy prepared raw foods, prepared vegan foods, fresh juices. I mean, they even have raw ice cream inside, raw vegan ice cream inside. So we're going to go inside in a minute and show you, but I think it's just a great resource to have whether you live here or whether you're traveling to support a small woman-owned business. It's really great, so let's come on site and let's check it out. So they have plentiful parking here, and let me just tell you one thing. They have plentiful free parking here, which is great, but even better than the free parking, they have a really nice bathroom, like probably the nicest bathroom in any market I've ever been at. So you just got a good bathroom, stop here in Boca, this fourth generation organic market for their bathroom. It's a cool bathroom. So right here in the produce section, it's all organic produce, and they have really good prices. Actually, I found some organic California mangoes here for $2.49, and at the Whole Foods or Whole Paycheck in California, they're $3.33. So here in Florida, where they're shipped across the country, they're still cheaper here at the fourth generation organic market. So we'll maybe just pan on the produce, check it out, and we'll head back over by the ice cream and by the deli bar. So they have prepackaged, dried fruits, and they have a lot of fresh produce. Got a good price on the Valencia oranges, $1.49 a pound. They have sprouting, so if you want to do all your sprouting, they have all the seeds and supplies you need. They sell the fresh wheatgrass over here, all the different kinds of, sprouts you'd want. So let's check that over here. We have the raw ice cream. So this is really cool. They got like raw ice cream. So here's an organic vanilla ice cream. It's made with water, cashews, and raw salt and other things. It's $12.95. So I don't know there's another store in Santa Monica that I've seen raw ice cream for sale, but it's not happening so often. So this is a great resource to have if you want raw ice cream. If you don't want to make it yourself, I'd always recommend making everything yourself fresh, but if you don't want to make it, they got it here. And this is not something you should be eating every day, An occasional raw ice cream for a treat is something really good to have, but we should be eating the majority of our diet with fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. Let's come back here. This is the other interesting part. Oh, wait. You got to check out this cool bathroom, man. This is a cool bathroom. It looks like you're in the middle of like a desert or something like you see, it's just so cool. Like I like the tile work, with the natural stones. It's just like nice cool lamp in there. Really clean bathroom. And they give you, for the ladies, they give you the free, ladies feminine products there. And don't stock up your purse and don't load up your pockets with them. And they got these flyers are great. I've always wanted to see a flyer specifically on this one. They have what is veganism, what is vegetarianism, what is organic, but more importantly, what is raw foodism. And I've never seen a flyer like this, and I think this is a great idea, and more stores should have informational flyers because, being in business, it's not about just selling stuff. It's about educating the customers so they want to buy and a reason to buy your products. And letting people know why they should be eating raw is an excellent idea. I'm going to take one of these with me. And they also have a great, on the education aspect, they sell a lot of great books. I want to, show one of the great books. They got The Daylight's Out by my friend Paul Nissan. So it's a great book. You want to check this book out. And so definitely education is important, and educating your customers so they'll be good customers, so you'll buy the raw stuff and why to buy the raw stuff. So let's check out this deli counter and get maybe a pan of the top and the menu boards and everything, and we'll talk about some things. Alright, so this is the deli counter here, and what's really cool about the deli counter is that they make fresh juices and fresh smoothies, so definitely making a fresh juice or a fresh smoothie is far better than anything in a can or bottle, such as a kombucha or anything like that. So you have a resource here in South Florida, or if you're traveling without your juicer or your blender, they'll make you things here. The other thing that's really cool is that, they have some raw desserts. I'm not a big fan of raw desserts, but, fruit should be our best dessert, or even dried fruits are our best dessert rather than, prepared foods here. But they have these great prepared foods, raw vegan macaroons, blondies, goji chip macaroons, and all these different cool foods. They have all these other raw foods to try, raw enchiladas, raw falafels, mozzarella sticks, and hemp burgers. And you know what? You can get free samples here, so that if you're interested in buying something, you can have a little sample to see if you like it before you buy it. It's really cool. And they have to go, raw to go. So this is the raw pizza to go. It's only $10 and it looks like a pretty good raw pizza. I was thinking about getting it. The other thing, if you turn right around, Paul, what we have here is we have all kinds of raw prepared foods. Now, I'm not a big fan of raw prepared foods, but sometimes it may come in handy if you don't want to make it yourself. And they have a pretty big selection of raw prepared foods. They have another end cap over here of raw prepared foods. All different kinds of things. Living nuts. Actually, I like the living nuts. They're basically just soaked in sprouted nuts with some flavorings added. All different kinds of things. The one thing I want to point out over here, Paul, is that, there's a lot of different honeys on the market, and this company chose to offer the Wiebe Honey, and I've actually met the owners of the Wiebe Honey company, and this is actually a good quality honey, so I'm proud to say that, they're selling, they probably researched some of the items that they're selling here, and they got a good quality honey they're selling. Oh, and while we're talking about it, we're in the sweetener section, and so, there's honey, and we have agave here. So we want to talk about the difference between honey and agave. So this 1 pound of honey is $10, and this agave, which is 11.75 ounces, is $5.06. So this is much less expensive than the honey, but let me tell you something. The honey is much better for you. I mean, the honey is a real food. If you go out into nature, you can stick your hand in a honey hive, and many bears do. If you've ever watched Yogi the Bear, I mean, Yogi would always stick his hand in the honey hive. And, but honey is a naturally occurring product. Agave syrup is not a naturally occurring product. We have to process it, and goes through a process to basically get the agave. And the problem with the agave is, the main problem is this. Agave is most like corn syrup, which is basically high fructose corn syrup. And it's really high in fructose, and it has a really high fructose profile, and our body doesn't handle fructose well. But you say, hey, wait, John, well, isn't fructose just fruit sugar? Well, yes, fructose is in all fruits, but see, there's a level and a percentage of fructose, glucose, and sucrose in all fruits, and it's usually in the single digits. The problem with agave is that it's in the double digits, and actually it's, 50, 60, 70, 80% fructose in agave. And the problem with the fructose is that our digestion system can't handle it. It's basically kicked out into our liver to basically get processed. And what else is processed by our liver? Well, things like alcohol and drugs and things that maybe aren't so good for us. We don't want to tax our liver any more than we need to, so I recommend not eating the even raw agave, but eating the honey, but even that should be done sparingly. The best sweetener is fresh fruits. Next best after that is dried fruits. After that, maybe something like stevia is another really good sweetener, and you want to use the whole leaf stevia, ground up the green powder, not the white, liquid drops, or not the white crystals. So, once again, this is a cool store because they look like they have done a little bit of research on some of the products that they choose to offer here. They also have Lucuma Powder, actually, in the bulk section, which is one of the first things for me to ever see. I've never seen Lucuma in the bulk section, so, this is definitely a good store. Great resource to have in South Florida here in Boca Raton. You definitely want to visit if you live in the area, and if you're traveling, definitely want to stop by. It's actually pretty convenient off the freeway. So, this is John Kohler with OKRaw.com.